Hello, we are Sornia. As always, we are here to assist you on your journey on Earth through the different experiences that all of you are having. Now it is becoming a more universal or world experience for all of you. You are seeing that everyone is being touched by something. We do not want to come forward and make you feel in any way that things are only negative and to place more fear on you. We have spoken to you about fear in the past, and you understand, those that listen, that fear's vibration is exactly what lower energies, those that are seeking to entrap humanity still, and all of Earth and all of that we've talked about, that fear vibration is what they feed off of. So we're here today, I guess, to give you a little bit of a pep talk, hopefully to assist you once again in making your own choices, to remind you of who you really are and why you are journeying through Earth's timeline at this time, because you have all chosen to be there. So we want to discuss the many different experiences that are coming from a very negative place, one of control, one of demanding that you behave a certain way. This is not the first time that humanity has experienced an event in a worldwide way like this. This is, once again, a repeat in history. What is different about this than most other times that this has happened is that many hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of you have awakened and are continually awakening and helping to awaken others to the truth of who they really are. And we are essentially here for that. If you are listening to these messages, it's because you resonate with what we have to share. Share these messages with others. First and foremost, you are doing a fabulous job, each of you that hear this message. Take a moment right now to breathe into your heart center and breathe in with that gratitude, not from us. Give that gratitude and appreciation to yourselves. It's not been easy. You are feeling the pull of this fear. It's a very strong vibration right now on your planet. Very, very strong. You are feeling the pull of that and wanting to yourselves fall into fear. And many of you have managed not to. Yes, maybe at times you have, but you pull yourself back because you know that you are on a journey of awakening, of enlightenment. So congratulate yourselves in a way. Appreciate yourselves. Give yourselves a pat on the back. It's very important, for as you journey through this timeline and you are awakening to the many different ways in which your reality, if you will, has been manipulated, continues to be manipulated, and you become aware of what your role is in that perception of the manipulation, whether you believe it or you shed light into it, you shed your own understanding of the truth of who you really are, and that this is experience that you are having at this time is one that is just an experience. It is not who you are. It does not define who you are unless you let it. Back to fear. For many of you, the purpose that you have at this time is holding open the doorway or the pathway to, we'll call it light. You have different words for it. Know that it's truth. It's truth of who you really are. So those of you who know who you really are, when you feel that fear, when you feel that heaviness or the anxiety that is triggering in your own emotional body and forcing you in some way to bend or kneel before this false god that you call fear, you want to stop and say, no, this is false. That is your first step. This is false. This is not the truth of who I am. And you focus on your entire being, amplify that within yourselves, and radiate that out to a confined space around you. Be like a burning ember that radiates out that light, that warmth. Keep it contained for yourselves so that that falsehood and that belief that you are limited, that you must be fearful, that you must give your power away to another entity to stay safe, that will stay outside of you. Simple enough exercise. When you feel the fear, recognize it. Pull your energy in to your source of you, the source of who you really are. Feel your connection to all that is. And amplify and feel that warmth of that compassion and love and that generosity and acceptance for you. That is your protection. Then you look at the fear. The fear that can entrap and bind you in its falseness, its lies. And you look at it with compassion. And do that whenever you feel the anxiety or fear or frustration or doubt, so that you can continue to be the pathway, the avenue, the gateway, that light of truth for others to access, those that are more fearful. You will not be able to reach all. That's not the point. Stay out of your minds and stay in your heart. Stay in your heart connected to the truth of who you really are. Know that truth so deeply, with so much certainty, that no one can distract you with their games of limitation and control and manipulation. Because you have those forces that are doing that. Are they stronger than what I have just been speaking of? Or what we have just been speaking of? That energy of source? Are they stronger than that? No, they are not. They must, this energy, these forces, must not be feared, but they must feel compassion. So those of you feeling the fatigue of your current circumstances, we suggest you do this exercise frequently throughout your day as you are bombarded with the many stories in your world that will cause you to feel afraid. They're meant to. Your world is not on a path of destruction. We see that there have been many advances, much enlightenment. But as with all change, positive change we are talking about, bringing the enlightenment to all and freeing all of you, there will be resistance. Not from you, but from the masses. They have been entrapped, many, we should say, have been entrapped through their own limiting belief system. We have spoken to you about that. So find compassion. It is the key. Some of you will know through that compassionate heart what it is that you need to do. What are the steps you need to take? Do you need to stand up in some way? Whatever it is, whatever actions you must take to stand up to the forces that would love to continue on and play the game they have for so long. These forces that are always there, you will know exactly what to do when you connect to the truth of who you are, when you feel compassion for self and others as best you can. And then you ask, is there something for me to do? What steps should I take? Because what you are doing by radiating and being that ember of compassion and acceptance and such, you are radiating that you are doing a lot. You may not see it. You may not see the results of it. Because remember, you are living in a manipulated reality. It's been manipulated into forged through the falsehood of that reality that you have chosen to participate in. Was taking a little bit of time. But to reassure you, things are looking quite positive here. There are many, many, many white hats, as you say. Those that are on the side of, we don't like divisions of good and evil, but those that understand the truth of who they really are and are looking to share that with others. And they are in every area of your institutions worldwide. The truth of all of this is coming out. The ugliness has to come out because it's truth. Is it the truth of who you really are? No, but it's the truth of what you have been experiencing. So therefore, allow it to come out, but stay the light in that. So those that are fearful do not have the experience that you have of energetically being the light. They can find it. And if they don't, they don't. Hold on to nothing except the truth of who you really are. And you will always know if there is some action you must take or not. We needed to come forth in this way in order to give you encouragement, to know that progress is being made. It may not feel that way at times. It's not bad. Things are opening up in a very interesting way. We can only relate to you the way things are going. Many of you turn to us and say, tell us what the future is. And we have talked to you about this. We do not know the future because you are creating it there. Yes, a point here, a point there. There are things that are destiny points. But in this current circumstances that you are in, we know what is in the hearts of many. Therefore, we know what's the stronger force on your planet. that of compassion and love and goodness and receptivity, and an understanding that you are an expansive, eternal being always. And because of that, many are touched and are able to find that themselves. But in terms of predicting how things will go, each moment you are creating that along with the others. That's why it is important that you stay in that place. That place, I mean, of compassion and caring. And if you are not able to, one final note here, if you are not able to because you are feeling you are not being compassionate and kind and loving, and you're feeling that it's difficult, or you're not sure and you're feeling your own heavier emotions, or maybe there are emotions coming from the collective and affecting you even more, do not worry, for maybe you are part of, not maybe, we know that you are part of that grouping of souls that is helping to process these heavier energies. Because when they meet with your light, your knowing of being an unlimited, expansive being directly from source, that's who you are. When those heavier energies meet with you in human form, they can be transmuted. That is what you are doing. You are transmuting these energies into love, compassion. Sort of like squeezing out the ugliness energetically. But we don't want you to judge those heavier, harder to hold emotions as being bad. They just are. They're hard to not judge when you are carrying them and feeling them and experiencing them and seeing them carried by many. But know, whether you are conscious of this or not, that if you have an understanding of who you really are, and you are feeling the darkness and heaviness, and sometimes feeling lost with these emotions, that you are processing them, transmuting them, giving them through your own energy system, giving them an opportunity to be released. But they must be transmuted. The understanding must be there. And that's what you are doing energetically. And there are many of you that are doing it. The other thing to keep in mind is that when one group maybe of souls is processing in that way and feeling more lost, the other groups around maybe aren't processing. And energetically, even if you don't know these other souls, they are reinforcing and supporting you, and vice versa. There is always, at the soul level, a complete understanding of who you really are. Your human form doesn't always allow for that information to come through, but know what you cannot see with your human eyes, you can experience with your entire being, and that is truth. And some of this you may not be aware of, but it is there. These important working behind the scenes with others. We want to leave it here. This was more to encourage you and to keep you looking forward and feeling that there is change coming about that will bring the beautiful lives or life that you want for yourselves and for all of your planet. You are on your way. We don't know how long, But eventually, the strength of love and compassion always wins. Always, always, always. Well, we hope we have helped you. We will meet again soon. Share what you can, but we love you very deeply, and our connection with you is eternal. And that is all. We are Sonia. Goodbye.